So I kind of had a thought, and maybe I'm well off, but one of the themes that we hear again and again, actually, I think Ali Mahdi, who is the creative director,
He's the director, artistic director.
right?
Um,
But he says something to the effect of, uh, "There are no ugly women, only lazy ones," I believe is the line, and
well, he's talking about beauty,
right.
and he says a woman after the age of 25 is responsible for her own beauty.
Hmm.
And so he's basically saying that a beautiful woman who doesn't, over the age of 25, who doesn't resort to artifice, may no longer be beautiful. Now, that's a point of view, not one that I would necessarily subscribe to.
His point of view.
Yeah.
Um, and so another theme that he talks about is that the Crazy Horse, the dancing is sexy and it's erotic, but what makes it so sexy is that it holds back, right? They don't show you everything. They tease. That's what gives it its sexiness. So I kind of had this thought, seeing that you chose to do a lot of close-ups of just buttocks or something like that. I kind of felt like you were teasing us by not showing us the full show. Was that
No.
was that a thought of yours?
No,
or
no,
is that
no.
just...
I didn't do it. I mean, there wasn't any more nudity in the show than you see in the movie.
Right.
But the Crazy Horse brand, or one aspect of what they call their brand, is a prominent display of the buttocks. And so, and that comes out. I hope it comes out clearly in the film in the casting
it
session.
does.
No, not only in the acts, but the way what they ask the young women who come in who are looking for work
Mm-hmm.
to position. They ask them to place their bodies
Yes.
to see whether they are capable of matching the Crazy Horse's idea of what constitutes its brand. So it's and a lot of the acts. I mean, it was quite interesting. A lot of the acts are oriented around the buttocks, and I mean, it was also interesting that there are no other than a pair of Ukrainian twins who tap dance, or an illusionist who works there a couple of nights a week. There are none of the acts. None of the dance acts involve men, and none of the dance acts suggest heterosexuality. They're all these. They're the suggestions done extremely tactfully of either lesbianism or masturbation, which which surprised me actually. I thought that was interesting.
Right. I believe someone says in the film that the show is almost more geared to women than it is to men.
Well, Andre Diesenberg, who's the director of the Crazy Horse, says in an interview with a journalist, and the interview was shot and is in the film, that a lot of women come in groups or alone, and at least 50% of the audience is women. Which I mean, I didn't realize that. I didn't know that before I went.
You take on these subjects, you take on the institutions. Of course, I kind of see two different types of institutions. You have the Crazy Horse, where these women are working extremely hard and really want so badly to be doing this and doing what they're doing. And then you have institutions like maybe high school or Titicut Follies, or where the people do not want to be, or welfare, where the people do not want to be in this situation. So seeing that you've done all these films where people who are wanting to be in a certain institution or situation versus where people do not want to be under these circumstances, have you found any sort of differences as a filmmaker in terms of getting responses and how they react to you and stuff like that?
No, I mean, I don't feel there's any need to be thematically consistent. I mean, there is an enormous difference between Titicut Follies and Crazy Horse. I mean, in some respects, although maybe similarities in others. But No, in terms of the making of the films, it's not any different at all. I mean, for reasons that I don't understand, people never object. You know, it's so rare that somebody objects to being filmed that it's simply not a problem. It's extremely rare that anybody looks in the camera, and people are always very welcoming. A couple of times they've turned against the film, but not when they first saw it. For example, in the case of High School and Primate, when I first showed the film, High School and Primate, to the people who were in it, they really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
When they read the reviews and didn't like the way their work or their behavior was characterized in the reviews,
Mm-hmm.
then they turned against it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I certainly liked Crazy Horse. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap up. We're out of time. I could sit here for hours and talk to you. Frederick Wiseman, what an honor, what a pleasure. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed it.